You were at Lake Rant, where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get one of these by being one of those. This one is for Mr. Tangelo, who says, uh, if it's not too late to change it again, rant about the online series Interface made by Umami. So Umami, I had never heard of this channel before, but it is fucking awesome. In fact, the reason I didn't record these rants a night ago is that I stayed up all night marathoning everything on Umami's channel after watching the Interface series. So what this guy does is he creates what I assume are probably drawings made either on a tablet or by mouse in like Photoshop or something, in an aesthetic style that kind of reminds me of like Homestuck, where it's somewhat lo-fi, very like pixel drawn like imagery, but with really gorgeous color design and image layouts, and just like the overall design work is very striking, and there's some really memorable character designs, and just the overall visual tone of the series is extremely striking. So right away, from just an artistic standpoint, it's really interesting. And then coupled with that is phenomenal sound design. The soundtrack for the Interface series and just all the music used in the videos is all composed. It's all created by the same guy who animates it, and created the series. So I think his music is just as good as his visuals. It's really like oppressive, atmospheric, interesting shit with some cool melodies here and there, some haunting stuff, some very like dark and cerebral feeling music that gets you into the tone of the series. So like you have these incredible visuals matched with this incredible audio, but like between the way that the voice acting sounds, the way that all the audio is mixed, the sound effects, the use of music, it creates this very unsettling, surreal tone. And the dialogue is very sparse, so you spend a lot of time just like drinking in this this very rich tonal experience from the visuals and music with sparse bits of dialogue thrown in, and then the storyline is extremely absurd. Like it's far gone surreal. It involves like this weird pink demon that's like a Mephistopheles esque character, and this man who's completely silent but has this interesting past where he cannot die, and like his whole family died before him, and he might have some kind of like greater purpose on a universal scale. But like him and this creature are just kind of randomly exploring these dreamlike worlds to build up a narrative of his past. But there's also like breakaway episodes that don't deal with these characters, that are in themselves just weird, interesting side stories. And like the rest of Umami's channel, a lot of it is like shit posting, basically, like really artistic shit posting. Like the very first video he did is this very strange animation of Ronald McDonald just driving a car and crying to some really like emotional music, and it comes off as like it sincerely conveys the emotion that it's going for. It's just that because it's Ronald McDonald, it is hilarious and a shitpost. And like most of the videos on the channel are kind of more of that nature. They either use the characters from Interface in more like comedic scenarios than the more like heady, surreal scenarios of Interface, or use like our parodies of famous characters or corporate characters and stuff like that, doing weird, goofy, surreal stuff. The sense of humor is very Adult Swim esque, and like it reminds me of shows like 12 Ounce Mouse, though it's like artistically way more interesting than that show, just like from a visual and audio standpoint. Even if I love 12 Ounce Mouse and I think it's hilarious, and it also reminds me of just like some of the other like trippier Adult Swim shows, but because of the fact that it's not so comedy focused and it is more just like dripping in this surreal tone, I think it's more interesting than a lot of Comedy Central shows. I mean, not Comedy Central, Adult Swim shows that like have to be a little bit more comedy oriented. They can't always get away with just being pure balls out surreal. And the character that he created for the series is also very memorable. He's a great visual, and he's selling tons of fucking merch using this character. But I was really surprised because this dude, his work is all fantastic, and he only has like 150,000 subs in spite of the fact that his videos often get above that. So I don't know if it's just that people see these videos and just think that was weird and don't subscribe. But he like runs a Patreon and sells merch, so I'm assuming that he's doing this as a full-time career. And frankly, I want to buy the T-shirt. I want to get the one with the Christmas tree with the pink guy around it as a long sleeve to wear for Christmas. So I might do that, and maybe even become a patron. Who knows? I think his stuff is pretty fucking lit, and you should definitely check it out.